draft for Game 4. Gul'dan.
First ban. Dude, everybody loves Gul'dan on this map, and rightfully so. Just such a good wave clear.
The best lane clear in the game. Until Ragnaros enters and summons waves of lava that slaughter everything in its path.
That should be next week.
I hope so. Dude, I played Rag at BlizzCon, and it's the most fun I've had in a hero release in probably 6 months.
You know, it was really cool because like we got to get in. Obviously, they realized, hey, you guys are going to be casting. Why don't you guys go ahead and come on in and play a game? And I sat down. And I sit down with this family of 4, mom and dad, their 2 little kids, and I look over. And they can't even figure out how to move on the map.
No, they were esports. They just didn't want to show you their strats. Yeah. That was the esports.
I said just right click to move, and I'm playing Ragnaros with 4 people that had never played before.
They start pressing the right arrow key on their keyboard.
Oh, they were just like clicking all over the map, or like left clicking, and they were just looking at it like, what? I'm like, just right click to move. I did not win. I think I lost like...
Oh, man, you lag if the key stream stole it. All right, Malfurion has been picked up.
Good strong pick. Good strong pick indeed. Volaban, does that mean we're going to see a priority? I mean, this is a map where you can a little bit more safely pick Kael'thas and Jaina if need be, but Zarya Tychus. First 2 picks. They really like Zarya, so much so they've now moved it to first pick priority, first rotation.
I don't think it's bad. I don't know if it's the best option with ETC being available, especially with the rotations available on this map. I think giving up ETC Malfurion is just like too rock solid. But
I'm trying to drink this water, buddy.
We'll see. We'll see if it pays off.
All right. Well, the early rotations, I was going to say, we haven't seen ETC banned out. ETC does so well. And I talk about this all the time, is that when you pass, because you always rotate the top and middle lane. It's kind of the standard right now. It's what you do. And if you have a hero like ETC, and if you have follow-up like Malfurion, you have anybody that passes through, or you have ETC play that anchor, you can power slide through, put the roots down, and if you have good follow-up behind it, you can help secure that kill. And a lot of times that early pressure can really make teams think twice about rotations. It can make them lose gems, force them into a fight that they don't necessarily want. I love ETC on this map for that reason, same as I do Muradin. Johanna obviously is a really popular pick on this map in particular. So we'll see if that factors into the draft ban strategy coming out of Grandmaster Jackets now that they've already picked up ETC.
Everything about the draft is just utterly terrifying for Tomb of the Spider Queen. When you think about the way that fights tend to happen, the way teams tend to posture around the coffers, roots are scary. Power slides are scary. Earthquake is horrifying. And there's no Gul'dan, so there's no horrifying. So, I don't know. That's why I don't like that first pick Zarya. We'll see what they have in mind. Sure, Zarya can do work. But ETC is the best tank in the game for a reason.
Do we see Vox and Nihili ban out Li Ming and try and limit some of that ranged assassin damage?
I think so. I think that's the best thing they can do right now. And then maybe go Brightwing Tassadar and have shields for days, sustain for days. But then they have what, Muradin, Dahaka as their front line? Muradin will actually probably be banned.
Got a special message from Tim over at Heroes of Fitness. Said it's very important to hydrate.
Yeah, that's why I told you to go get water.
He sent me a text message in the middle of
the I love those guys.
Tim is such a nice guy.
Congrats to Heroes of Fitness on their
Twitch partnership.
Yeah, Twitch partnership, yeah.
It's really cool for them. They're like one of the streams I frequent quite often.
Okay. So they look at Li Ming as a non-threat because wave clear is the thing that they're valuing right now. They're saying, you know what? You're not going to have the lane clear that you want. We're going to take ET away. Jaina, a little bit too costly, but the
thing about it is that KT ETC was something we saw until the KT nerfs. But again, if you leave Thrall as your solo laner and you leave Li Ming, and if Grandmaster, or you just take Li Ming away, wow, they just choked them out of Assassins a lot.
I think that's smart.
That's big play by Vox Nihili.
One thing that you do need to consider, though, like KT typically wouldn't just pick him, but he has an added bonus in this composition, and that's chain bombs with this comp is going to get a lot scarier with things like Earthquake, Power Slide, Roots, locking you in.
Phoenix giving and Earthquake
giving KT a lot more threat, and he has a lane clear. So typically I don't justify bans on that hero, but in this case I like it a lot.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the other assassins that you could go with. I mean, it pretty much leaves Jaina. Leoric is kind of a European special on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and it actually is just fine when you talk about Leoric and Zarya. I mean, Leoric, think about Leoric, right? I mean, he gets targeted a lot. He's Wraith walking away. They're trying to burst him down, and you throw a shield on it.
There's the Jaina.
Yeah. Jaina is like the best wave clear for this map, but
it's expensive. I mean,
it's like a 15-second cooldown on your Blizzard.
Blizzard is such a long cooldown. I mean, it's justified because it's so
get hit all
much
3
damage.
waves.
Yeah, it's so much damage. Rain could be. They have the Wombo. Do they go with Zeratul again though?
Zeratul is a tough deal on this map. And it puts them back all in. I think it's better here than it was in the last game.
Yeah, for sure.
But I want to see Grandmaster Jackets take an early aggressive approach. Even if it's Leoric, you can still get that experience. Sylvanas, all right, so that leaves Thrall as you're rotating if you want to.
Yeah. But I still think Thrall will probably solo lane, but they could.
Yeah, better self-sustain. But I want to see an early aggressive comp. Yes, there are shields from Zarya. I'm trying to think of who the support might be. It could be Ariel. I don't necessarily.
I think Ariel makes perfect sense. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's not a must. Medic could work, but Medic is scary when it comes to Earthquake.
Rhaegar. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the Rhaegar. But the thing is just with the composition that Grandmaster Jacket has.
Do they do it? All right.
The composition that Grandmaster Jackets has, their top 2 lane rotation is so scary. ETC, Power Slide, Root from Thrall, Root from Malfurion, and a Blizzard, or any type of like EQ combo that we see from Jaina is going to put a lot of hurt onto somebody, and I would absolutely love to see them take that last game was so passive.
It was.
It was beyond. I've never seen a team with that type of strategy.
I mean, that was AFK and Siege, like hammer strats. Like,
to what end? That was the thing. Like, they did nothing with it.
There's no end. You just keep sieging.
it was rough, man. It was tough to watch. I just think the fact that they early picked Zeratul, they either had another strategy in mind and something got banned out, or that alone, that early Zeratul pick, which you can pick that up later in most drafts, especially Battlefield of Eternity. And that was what they ended up with the draft. I still got to question that draft, but this I like a lot more.
Guys, we're going straight on into it. Game number 4. I mean, this is it. This is not the final match of the series necessarily, but it's still tournament point for Grandmaster Jackets. Vox Nihili fighting for their lives down 2-1. Do me a big favor. Tweet at Blitz Heroes. Let us know who you guys are rooting for in this match, because they're fighting for qualification into the 2017 league.
Grandmaster Jackets. Is the pressure getting to them? Will they show an aggressive approach early in the game? That's what I want to see. They have the composition for it. I just want to see who their bottom laner is going to be, presumably Thrall. If they have the follow-up top lane, this could get real interesting real quick. But game number 4, Jake, Vox Nihili, can they scratch themselves out of a 2-0 hole?
We'll have to find out. We have no need to introduce these teams at this point. You know them well. And we're going to have to see how well this Zarya first pick pays off. Yes, Zarya did tons of work in game number 3. But I love Grandmaster Jacket's draft. I mean, outside of like being locked into Jaina, I still think Sylvanas is huge. I think Frostbolt build makes her a formidable assassin and still has the lane clear with Blizzard, you're not reliant on your Blizzard as your big kill potential because you're going into the Q style. I mean, already we see the beginning of that, and it should continue. Get the Pierce at level 4, and then likely Icy Veins at level 13. And then Blizzard is, again, just... It's a nice to have in team fights, but it's a wave dead. Like,
yeah. Now we see the fight in the bottom. We see 2 people down here for the moment.
I actually completely neglected one bit of information too. Innervate, the cooldown reduction. That makes Jaina so much better. Now that for some reason that didn't click till right now.
Cooldowns will be infinitely better for 4 seconds. It's at 50%. You can see the power of the wave clear. Blizzard just missing one of those, but the power slide onto 1. Just instant clear if you're on the side of Grandmaster Jack.
And it just gives you that freedom to rotate, but Insomnia is being turned on. That's fine. He's got plenty of self-sustain. He needs to be careful, though, because that's like the one thing that you're going to look for. That one
rotating down, though.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lex Luthor recognizes that. Leoric's going to get trapped there, but...
Nice roots.
Easy to walk away if you're Leoric. Even if you get caught out, it's not a big deal.
Pause, Reno, and cheese. Insomnia has left the game.
All right, we had a little bit of lag earlier. Hopefully this gets cleared up for him soon.
Now I'm out of drink.
You want to go get water while I try and entertain? Because I could actually use more already. I was super thirsty.
Dude, yeah, when you cast, you have to just drink, because you will you'll actually hurt your voice.
Yeah.
Like, yes, water.
I just sometimes got to clarify.
Well, I know, because I call it space juice, and that tilts Twitch stream.
Yeah.
But I only call it space juice because on my personal stream, I have a space background. And I specifically drink out of my green bottle on the space background, and I call it space juice. And
because it looks like space. That's
you're
a clever guy.
I know. I'm so creative. It's ridiculous. Guys just can't keep up.
Well, I'm trying to think of there's no advantage. There hasn't been the aggressive rotation. They've actually kind of mixed it up a little bit early game. I just think that when you look at the targets, you see Tychus, you see Li Ming. Now, Li Ming probably won't go through there, but even Zarya, yeah, you can shield yourself, but I just feel like there's a lot of burst damage. And even if you don't get the kill, you're making Vox Nihili commit resources. We already saw Rhaegar in the bottom lane. That's going to force a rotation from Rhaegar up and disrupt the rotation that they wanted in that bottom. And when you give up that type of early strategy, allowing somebody like Rhaegar, when you have that type of potential, you don't take advantage of your composition, and you allow them to dictate the terms of the early game. So that's something I would love to see changed up here. The kill potential, the threat out of Grandmaster Jackets is very much real. It's just a matter of, do they take advantage of it early, or do we see it more executed late in the game?
We're going to find out. Oh. We're just kind of in a state of 3-2-3, so I'll make that apparent so everyone knows what's happening at this point in time. And hopefully 3-2-3 ends soon. Wolf run for Rhaegar. Just afraid of basically getting hit with a skill shot and getting blown up. I mean, we talk about Rhaegar's in safety, lack of self-ancestral nowadays in Heroes of the Storm makes him a little bit less prominent. I mean, you think of Ariel, self-Crystal Aegis. You think of Karazim, self-Palm. And Rhaegar is, in fact, a melee support. But
makes it a little
typically you just see this wolf dancing around the back, like just kind of running around. Once in a while, throw a feral lunge in. Yeah, you do. You lose it. Back in the day, you had battle Rhaegars that would go in and get away with a lot, but not so much anymore.
It's a pretty big deal. We haven't received an update just yet. We're going to hopefully receive from them. I'm assuming the admins are on this, so...
Yeah, they've got a timer. They always watch, and when the time starts ticking, they start counting, I guess. I mean, if that makes sense.
We don't have...
No, so he's watching the stream. Guaranteed, man. Sophie's amazing.
He is.
He is. He never stops. He might be like...
He was even admitting the European scene.
And that's like a way different schedule. Yeah, that's a way different schedule. At least he's not West Coast, though. That would be brutal.
That would be pretty tough.
Yeah,
I remember Trixler did that. He was casting some European... Maybe on the Nexus games or qualifiers.
Oh, we might be back. We might be. Is 3-2-3 subsiding? 3-2-3 has subsided. Back we go into the games, friends, as this is game number 4 once again.
Well, fairly even in terms of gems that have been picked up. There's the roots. And again, you kind of got to wait on that shield to be baited out there. But Zoo's picking up a little bit of energy there on Zarya. The rotation back fully in play. Welcome back to the game.
Sylvanas pressure starting to pay off. You ever find a small opportunity where you can lay out the damage and I mean, it's just another added value of that hero. Even if you're not like fully sieging up, those small little like options where it's like, well, we don't have the lane pushing, but we can still push. I mean, we got a full Wind Fury hit on that tower.
They have 2 really strong lane clears down here. Insomnia forced to use it. I'm not sure if he's going to get away in time. We saw the Feral lunge. Wow.
If How connected, dead thrall. Not the case.
Blizzard just is so effective, but Zoo's managing to stay up on his energy again. He did go into that particle grenade build, that Q build. Not nearly as fast stacking this game as it was last game on Battlefield of Eternity.
Yeah. Takes a while when you don't have those guaranteed position team fights to see hammers that are just soaking shots. Once again, Sylvanas just making quick work of this camp that was picked up against them. And the turn-ins are nearing. About 10 more gems needed on the side of Grand Master Jackets if they want to get their first 7 for the Web Weavers. Oh, wow. Nazmas has been able to bully Zeus back, forcing him to actually tap the well. Frostbolt build, poking through the wall a little bit even. Keeping the pressure on here. Rotating down, looking for Hosty. Zarya Bubble going to keep Hosty safe as he backs up to tap the well himself.
Power slide is in, does clip Lex Luthor, but as you said, Hosty tap, but still very low in terms of his total health there. As you said, both teams getting super close to having their first turn in the Web Weaver phase. Oh, so important, the very first one. We saw how effective it was yesterday when you can get that early turn in imported support versus nice. It was an interesting start there as we have another pause here.
3-2-3. This time we're going to enhance the power of it. It's
if we
it's
get
amplified. When you got double pauses, I get spooked. He keeps getting dropped.
Rip Rogers, apparently.
Have you ever been to Rip Rogers before?
No.
Me neither.
Never heard of it until just now.
It's probably another place.
Is he Canadian?
What is that? No. Oh, okay. Is Daihu Canadian?
Maybe.
Maybe they're having like bad weather up there. I'm trying to think of like what would have provoked that question out of Daihu.
Maybe there's a reputation for Canadian internet. I don't know.
Oh, it just could be storms. Kind of like the Calphos fires we had in Tennessee yesterday. Maybe Jaina's throwing fireballs, snowballs. He gets it. He remembers.
Oh, okay.
He's still in comms. Okay, so he's like
still in comms.
He's like,
just the game is dropping him.
Ah.
Okay.
It's a true 3-2-3 era then.
If it's heroes related, then yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll patiently wait for the update. Obviously, 3-2-3 is not anybody's form of gameplay, but
it's Miwa's.
It's Miwa's gameplay.
It's when he throws the keyboard at the ground.
Feels bad.
Strategically pressing 3-2-3. 3-2-3, 1-2-3. We are back in there. 3-2-3 disengage. Here we go.
All right. Very even in terms of experience, very even in terms of the amount of gems that are had, although slightly more on Vox's side. We'll see who gets the first turn in. Who's going to prioritize it?
Yeah.
We did see Scouting Drone picked up from Alfieri, and that's going to help keep an eye on that top one.
So valuable on this map. Just gives you that peace of mind for rotations, gives you options for scouting, collapsing, you name it. Nazmas has been putting some big damage on the Hosty. He's actually, I mean, I don't pull up the damage that often, but he has been going to town. Slightly outpacing Sylv, but 7,600 this early is a good number to have.
Well, rotations again fully in favor of Grandmaster Jackets. They're trying to get this turn in. Nazmas going over, but Zeus with those particle grenades. There's some good range on that. Ultimate delay. Oh,
Ham sandwich. Oh my goodness, Zugrug. Just almost enough to get How as Nazmas throws up this Frostbolts, taps the well, is our Li Ming. Top lane, Collusion, dropping the roots to be able to escape this. Back and forth brawls across the map.
The back and forth is definitely real from top to bottom and back. Each team trying to get their turn in prioritized.
19, 10 more needed on the side of Grandmaster Jackets.
They were snuck in at the bottom there by Insomnia on Thrall. I think both teams really want this. And with Sylvanas on your side, you would think that you could get more value. It's just a matter of staying alive and making sure that you get that proper push and keep the lanes pushed up at the same time.
Yeah, man, it's starting to become like a state of who wants to risk it long enough. 7 more dropped off from Hosty is nice, but not an immediate threat. Zugrug, or excuse me, Lex Uther, not going to actually commit to the Feral Lunge that surely would have ended his life. And that's going to be the first turn in for Grandmaster Jackets, but ETC does get picked off in the bottom half.
That's a tough time to get picked off. Insomnia is forced to back. The Web Weavers are going to be here. He's not going to be up in time. It's going to make posturing up with the Web Weavers that much tougher. And again, when you have Sylvanas, you try and really put some pressure on, as you see, trying to get that wave cleared to get value, but they're not going to get near as much value as they would have.
Yeah, at least this should close the gap for level 10, though. It's very even overall. They get a couple towers, and that's enough to secure that level 10 talent.
Well, nothing down just yet, but they're about to fall as the tower's being locked down by Sylvanas. One almost goes down. They are just being bodied back. The threat. You just don't want to walk into any of that.
Well, that should be it. Level 10 for both teams, locked in just about the same time. Looking at the heroics, Earthquake, Wailing, Ring of Frost, Twilight Dream. I mean, talk about Wombo City. And with the lack of stuns, Mosh Pit is a real threat. I mean, sure, we can throw a Tigus Grenade.
Wave of Force.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. As you can see, another turn in. They've got about 41 total right now. They're getting some turn in. If they can roll that into another one, that'd be huge for them. But the fact that both teams, it took that long, both teams were already at 10. Not nearly the same type of advantage as we see normal earlier turn-ins on this map.
Okay, there they go. The Wailing is out and does basically nothing.
The cleanse was spot on, though. Zoo's able to walk away freely. He saw the follow-up there, not able to get much out of it. They still ended up going Mosh Pit. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I think the nice thing is it forces her to be reserved with her Wave of Force. It's always a threat. And when you have to posture worrying about that, whereas Global is far from necessary on this map, I think just the spook factor warrants it enough.
Top lane pushed up a little bit. Ring of Frost was used. You can see the lockdown, though, and there are 20-plus gems of Rhaegar. Hal cannot walk over there. Daihu is going to try, but the Earthquake keeping him away from it.
Oh, man.
It's one way to control the gem count.
I guess so. And now these Web Weavers are doomed to do very, very little. We're going to see 2 of them cleaned up almost in a heartbeat. Tychus doing his best to get this top lane pushed out. Hosty hoping to at least get the wall down. We were talking about Rhaegar. Like, that's if Crystal Aegis was there, if Palm was there, your team might have been able to collapse and do something. We saw the Graviton Surge thrown out there. We saw the attempt that save. All right, it's good and
locked in. Zugrug on the backside. He gets a power slide through. Nazmas somehow stays alive, but Zugrug has put himself in a tough spot. Wave of Force has been used. Will we see that power slide into a mosh pit? Does he recognize that? Right now, the Web Weavers have that pull. Dainski! Woo!
Zarya at full energy. Zeus is just throwing those particle grenades out left and right. Oh, cat aggro in the real life.
Well, not a ton of value out of that either. All forts still remain. We saw a wall go down right now for both teams, and we tend to get into, we are now in game number 4, and it seems like each one of these games, the teams just kind of fall into,
Yeah.
the power slide out just in time, but Insomnia got to be careful up in the top.
Ring of Loss goes down as well. Earthquake positioned decently well, but the disengage is here. Zeus being thrown in there. They have to use a cleanse to keep him alive. Daihu will fall. If anyone's going to die, that's the best hero for them to lose, but they at least got Thrall.
And the good thing is they also have enough gems to get a turn, and they've got the lanes fairly well pushed up. So look for them to try and get that in as the particle grenades continue to go out. Keep an update on that. The Demolitions Expert at level 1 has been completed, so those are on a much shorter cooldown. So look for Zeus to continue to poke on Zarya.
Yep. Oh, Zuggerug barely getting those in. 6 more needed here for Grandmaster Jackets to get another turn in on the Web Weavers. Very even game. Experience is, well, about as close as it gets. Nazmos, the target, and Tomb locking him in. The damage from Tech is behind, but they throw everything at him. One more hit is all they need, but Collusion has the heals.
Those heals are on point. The Roots and the Blizzard to help zone everybody else out. Nicely done. We haven't seen an attempt on Mosh Pit just yet. But as you said, 6 gems away from getting the turn in. Nazmus starting to rotate over. See if they can get it in.
Talk about like power spike, something that, you know, a lot of heroes have. Nazmos just hit like his ultimate power spike. When you get Icy Veins, Innervate, you just start throwing out Frostbolt, Frostbolt, Frostbolt. In these kind of confined spaces, oh my goodness, is it scary, especially if you've got something like Earthquake. Keeping your targets in place. He's trying to drop off those gems. They just want the turn in. Chain Lightning, beautiful stalling. That's Grandmaster Jackets getting the summon.
Nasmus, as the fight was raging up at the top, he's like, I'm just going to go down here. And man, there was a great play by Dansky on Sylvanas right at the top of that screen that we kind of caught. We saw the Odin coming out with the big damage. And Sylvanas was able to use that. Insomnia caught in the Entomb. He's not going to survive.
We've seen a lot of these situations. The Web Weavers are about to spawn. The team that summoned the Web Weaver split into all 3 lanes to try to get some kind of benefit, some kind of pressure in each of those lanes. And then that player gets picked off. Rhaegar with the last turn in. This time it was Thrall. These orcs, when will they learn?
I mean, you got to think that if you have all 5 up and you've got Sylvanas, your push should be getting so much more value. And right now, you've had 2 Web Weaver phases. You're at 12 minutes in. You should be able to get this fort, but it is with great resistance on the side of Box Nihili.
All right. Beautiful. Wraith Walk preemptively before we saw that power slide secure his death. Zuggerug with a knockback, but guess what? Not a single fort dropping after that turn in. And that Thrall pickups.
They did get the bottom.
Wasn't it already down? Or
no. The Web Weaver did get it.
Oh, okay. I thought it was already dead for some reason.
Yeah, it was.
Anyways, experience is pretty much locked in, but the gem count far in favor of Vox and Nihili at this point in time, who are now looking for a turn in once again. But Thrall's back. 16's just about here.
It seems like just Zarya is doing so well. We see Odin again. Odin last time was used more of a zoning tool, and it's being zoned out again. Zugrug, though, caught in a tough spot, Jake.
What a beautiful Entomb. You lock him in. It's not about getting him in the Entomb. It's about force walling him into that position as Hosty and How just go to town.
Zeus and Zarya, the power of the Z's, man. Like, he is just doing so much work. We saw him get hit by the expulsion zone and then clipped him at the end. And when you hit that pinpoint accuracy, even at whatever, having those particle grenades has denied all the turn-ins. And it just seems to be so much more to deal with than Grandmaster Jackets is prepared for.
Yeah, it's the pressure has certainly been on. Web Weaver is going straight up to the last 2 remaining forts. And Zeus just already getting up a lot of the energy as he's going to continue his bombardment.
We haven't even seen a single attempt from Mosh Pit. There just hasn't been an opportunity.
Yeah. But that's almost a good thing because sometimes you can forget it's a threat. And the moment you don't acknowledge that threat is the moment you get bizarried.
Earthquake was used as a bit of a defense. The top fort's going down. Zugrug just barely evading those magic missiles as we saw Mirabal was picked up at 16, so more of them coming out. Fort number 2 going to go down at the bottom momentarily, but they've got to be able to leave some type of defense here in the top, Jade.
Yeah, experience is starting to swing heavily in favor of Vox with these structures falling one after another. This is why we were in the phase getting a lot of value. I mean, you get this keep wall, you rotate back, you finish off that final fort in the mid lane, and suddenly you're sitting at a level and a half lead. I mean, that's a lot.
There's a lot. The re-engagement. The Blizzard is coming down. Daihu able to just walk right out of there.
They cleanse.
The Ring of Frost on the backside. The Wailing Arrow as well. The follow-up. In comes Mosh Pit. The cleanse is onto ETC, but he is going to fall. So does Tychus in the meantime.
Never summon your robot suit in the middle of a fight, friends.
You're unstoppable, but you're still not going anywhere.
And your
they lost a lot of gems there.
Cooldown's going to feel bad. One for one in terms of the trades, not like the end of the world here, but I mean, I got to hand it to Grandmaster Jackets on finding that fight. And the mosh pit, we talked about it.
He got the cleanse.
Yeah, he did. Well, cleanse was down too. Rhaegar had just used it.
Oh no, I'm saying Malfurion cleansed ETC.
No, I know, but like it's like the double whammy.
Yeah,
right. You're
not getting anybody out of that unless you kill him, which they did
pretty quickly too.
I guess that's one way to burst him down, just kill him.
The cleanse on Leo too. It's like, just let Leo die. Just run.
Let it go.
No letting it go. Jaina's in this game though.
Let it go.
Okay, putting their presence in the top. This is the healthiest fort remaining. Boss still a threat as well. Almost enough gems available, but look at that pressure and onto Daihu. The expulsion zone keeping Dansky locked in place, and Thrall just can't get the safe support. He gets popped in the top part of that coffin area.
Insomnia is getting picked on in some of these spots, and it's not his fault. It's just they've isolated him, and I don't know if this is inexperience in the competitive scene, but I know he's a great player. It's just he hasn't been on that pro level, and right now he's been caught out a couple times where I think there's moments where he should probably be at a different point of that fight. We'll see if we can get some killer earthquakes here late in the game, though. That'll be a big thing if they do get some value out of that. You know, the big part about that is Cold Embrace at 16 for Sylvanas, making those targets vulnerable. They have been prioritizing that hero that they're tagging.
Northern too.
They just haven't been able to seal the deal.
Well, the Web Weavers are here once again. A double summon back-to-back here. On the side of Vox, looking to possibly press towards a keep for the first time. Unfortunately, they're going to be met with a good bit of resistance in the bottom lane, which is already pushed out against them and now has a mercenary camp. Fort still standing in mid.
For now, Nazma's got to be careful. Zogrug forced to come over and lend a little bit of support. Does just that. But as you said, the Web Weavers here in the top, they're now threatening to keep with this.
That knockback is so much scarier at level 20.
Yeah.
And that's the other problem here. We're talking 20 to 16. Give me that big red button.
It's coming in. The Arcane Orbs continuing to fire out. Wave of Force is back up. It seems like they're just giving up this keep. They're just going to defend the middle and rotate back and make sure they have core defend. That bottom lane's so far out.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get anything done with it, but they got to keep, and that is worth plenty. Web Weavers still going to buy some time here, force some attention out of Grandmaster Jackets. Vox, they're on course to bring us to a game 5, but it's far from over still.
Yeah, this is Tomb of the Spider Queen. There's a lot of comeback potential on here. Nobody's even made a play for a boss, and at this point, it's almost impossible to do unless you take down 2 or 3 members of the opposing team. It's just not going to happen. But we see on the side of Grandmaster Jackets, once they pick these up, they have enough gems now for a turn in if they can get 20 and try and get these in.
And that's got to be the number one thing in their mind right now. Like, all right, get 20, move towards that turn in, but how do we win this fight? Level 20. We've got the shields here. Earthen shields on that Earthquake. Infinite sustain, seemingly, when you throw that in the mix. Bolt Twilight Dreams from Malfurion when you already have Earthquake in place. There's some monster threats, and ETC is holding that 20 talent Because if you can surprise with the Bolt Power Slide to engage some of this like wailing and stuff, a lot of scary things.
A lot of scary things. Earthquake has been used, but once again, it's Leoric on the front line. There's the Power Slide. Expulsion zone is locked.
That's so clean.
Wow, Ring of Frost misses everybody. They're going to try and get a turn in again. Nazma's got to be careful.
Zeus should have this. Zeus gets the interrupt. And that was so much in favor of Vox having Ring down right now.
Ends up going death metal. Willing to commit himself to the mosh pit potential death like last time where he would get a second mosh.
You can win games with it. I mean, Bolt you can make plays with.
You gotta be careful.
Okay.
The Entomb has zoned the team out for what it's worth. Daihu walking in. Not enough from his team to follow up, though.
That was interesting. I don't...
Entomb's on a short cooldown, at least.
I think they thought they were going to be able to take a fight, like in the top half of the map, but they backed out pretty quickly.
Zeus has some particle grenades for anybody that tries to get a turn in, although he was locked in for a second. We got a few more. Only need 2 more to turn in. Zeus taking a bit of damage, though, getting that vulnerable onto him. It's Essential. Forced to be used.
Yeah, and now that Earthquake. Oh, my goodness, Daihu. Barely getting out of there. That's going to be a turn in as Collusion drops off the last of the gems. Mid fort, top fort, basically dead no matter what. Experience should even up here. Can they find a keep in this engagement?
I'm surprised they're dropping back right now.
Well, excuse me when I said top fort is basically dead. I did not even look at the lane.
Yeah, that lane is pushed up far. All right, they're dropping back to a safer position, at least for now. Thrall does need to be here. Again, you have all 5 up for the first time. I think this is their 3rd Web Weaver wave. This is the first time they have all 5 available for it. And with Sylvanas, but Odin coming in on that backside. No, he's about to put out the damage. Big red button.
Tychus is literally mashing the dashboard on his mech to do the max DPS. And it works out. I lied to all of you. These forts are fine.
Oh, Insomnia just barely stepping past where that Entomb went down. Zugrug potentially setting up for a party bush. Oh, Collusion. It's like, wait, yes,
he wants to pad his healing.
Yes, no.
He's like, if I take all this damage, I can heal myself. My heal numbers will look great.
Wow.
That orb got the alley-oop.
I just realized the Zerg logo in the middle of that.
Oh, yeah, with the skin, the infested Tychus skin.
Yeah. Looks really cool. All right, so they get nothing.
Did you notice that he sprays
other than
vial out of his gun?
Like, this is nothing but map control. Like, that is the only thing that they got is to push up some of these lanes.
Yeah, they got vision, map control, release the pressure in their top lane. Of course, it didn't actually do damage. Still full health, and these catapults will continue to push it back out.
23 minutes in, Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Yeah, this map.
What do? 3 kills to 7. And Zeus, like, Zarya is starting to stand for, like, annoying with those particle grenades because there's nothing that they have not had a single answer for that yet.
Now the stats look, Zarya putting up 29K, but Tychus top in the charts.
Yeah, see, the opportunities to build up the energy have been, like, far less this game, but the amount of particle grenades that have hit on the turn-in points, if there was a statistic for that, oh, surely they're not posturing boss.
I don't think they would. If you guys want to screen cap these builds, press print screen now.
What if they're watching on their phone?
Do a phone capture. Okay, well, bottom arc camp, not really a monster threat, just a small little benefit there on the side of Grandmaster Jackets. They're looking to force the fight. They know that in a confined space, mosh pit is a scary thing.
Well, Tychus is showing bottom right now. He is busy clearing that up. So the posturing right now from the rest of the team of Grandmaster Jackets looks like they want to fight, but Tychus is starting to make his way. Well, no.
They know.
Okay.
They know. They know that they can get Tychus there in time before the boss would actually die. So they would just play safe.
They wouldn't get there if a mosh pit lands. I think it's more the
That's cute that he's hiding,
thing.
though. I like that.
Yeah, they don't know if he's coming. They don't know if he's going. But all the while, he's soaking up that experience from that minion wave right there.
And, you know, although there's no more talents to pick up, having a level lead, having a level and a half lead does count for a lot because, you know, your heroes will have additional stats and make them a little bit more powerful when it comes to these battles. 29 gems, yeah.
Got a few turned in. Let's see, it's basically 55 to 46. If they were able to get the total in.
Not playing that game, Jay.
48.
Nope.
48 now. Yeah, it's 50.
Not even trying.
57, 48. So if they do get the turn in, Hosty's getting it basically in for free down here. 17 turn in. So he's got 49 turned in. He's got 16 more to go. And they do have enough for turn in, but can they get it? I guess this is a moment where both teams are not sure how to engage. They know that they're going to have to because they're not, I mean, else they're just going to try and sneak in turn-ins this entire time.
Yeah, 3 more needed on the side of Vox. They've been getting their turn-ins a little bit more safely. Hao has done a wonderful job keeping the poke onto that top coffer, denying them any kind of collection towards their next web weaver.
That hardened bones value.
It's been absorbing a lot of damage this game.
All right, 8 more to be turned. I was off. It wasn't 60. It's 65. But 8 more to be turned in on the side of Vox Nihili. They have enough now. They didn't have enough before. I had the math right. Just didn't have the numbers right. So technically not.
Science. Entomb onto Nazmos. The ice block is used. Level 20 improved ice block. Short cooldown. Is it enough? Ring of Frost doing nothing. Those frost bolts hurt. Icy Veins has been popped, and we see Daihu with that hardened shield sustaining through so much. But they have kept their Jaina alive, and that is huge.
The shields that came in from Zarya are just absolutely mind-blowing how well Zeus has played that to basically limit any of that damage. The fact that each one of these rings continue to miss.
Zugrug. He's taking a lot of damage. Nazmos being focused on Ice Block should be just about ready, but he doesn't want to pop it unless he absolutely has to. Heals from Collusion coming out. He is topping everyone off to the best of his ability. Odin has expired. Power Slide in. Mosh not going to be used here. Ancestral perfectly placed.
Yeah, Hosty did get that. Daihu on the backside taking quite a bit of damage, and we see both on the forefront and on the back. You can see both teams doing a lot of work here. The poke continue. You cannot afford to give up these web weavers. There's the slide. Zoo's in all kinds of trouble. The damage is in. Can they take down Zarya? The shields are there and somehow staying alive, and Zagrug instead is going to fall. We have the resets, the mosh pit.
Oh my goodness, death metal paying off. He might have died. He might have been the focus target, but it's the 2-for-1. The snap rotation down to try to pick up some gems. Try to keep that pressure on. But they are... Is that exactly enough, gems?
They have enough. They have enough to turn in. And right now, Jaina is in possession of the remaining 6. They got to look for the rest of the team. Daihu, though, he is on Leoric. He's going to be up very quickly. Let's see if they can get any type of poke. The roots are there. And again, that top lane, Jake, this middle fort, 28 minutes in. How is this standing?
Guys, we're playing for qualification into the 2017 league, and these teams are playing out of their minds. Safe, passive, ring around the rosy, hocus pocus, whatever you want to say. I don't know if any of that made any sense. It's okay, because I zoomed in.
Guess what's off cooldown? Odin.
Broden does damage, man.
I mean,
but
those web weavers are easy targets for that big red button to come down. Uh-oh, Jaina captured again, Jake.
Ice block still at the ready. Ring of Frost does get in there. And, you know, this was working brilliantly in the earlier parts of the game. Right there, that just looked like they were buying time to clean up the web weaver. Because, like, you're not going to kill her. They forced ring, which is good. But ice block gives you the options. You can set up the roots afterwards.
This is crazy. We're 29 minutes in, and unless there's a wipe on the side of one of these teams, like, this game is not anywhere close to being over.
This is a huge win, though. They got this pushed in, which allows them to get some keep towers and actually take the experience lead because of this turn-in. Sylv also getting a lot of value with their trade at this point in time. Bottom's been cleaned up, but oh my, look. Hello?
Hosty's got to try and keep it from going down. The minions should be able to take that, and if that keep goes, that is a big win. And now we have 2 keeps down. Zeus locked in the middle, and Zeus goes down. Finally, Expulsion Zone not able to keep him alive, and that is a huge win.
Double keeps picked up here. Monstrous victory. And Zeus down for 50 seconds. They're going straight to the boss, and
I hope they're baiting it out.
Okay, they're going to try to get Zagrog, who doesn't have Bolt. They can't keep up.
It's going to be sniffed out here. All somebody has to do. Oh, they're
they know. But look at this. Look at the vulnerability applied from Jaina. The vulnerability applied from Sylvanas.
I'm really surprised they're giving this up as easy as they are. They do get a turn in, though.
Ray of Frost, Gregar, Twilight Dream, that's game. There is very little
Jaina
chance.
just got exploded by Li Ming, who has now joined the fight and looking for more kills. Collusion is there. Zugrub with the zoning mosh, and I don't know why he is still standing there as he goes down. Leoric is standing alive. Insomnia. We do see Li Ming go down. Insomnia next to fall. 3 have gone down. It is a 3-for-2 trade. Zarya is back up. The boss will be marching towards the core. Wet Weavers are there. Daihu, Jake, this is insanity.
I have no idea what to say right now. Okay, Daihu going towards the boss. They're already there. They've left their Leoric alone, but losing Leoric's not the biggest deal. I thought this game was over. The turn-in, the defense, the blow-up that we had onto Jaina from Li Ming.
Li Ming came in and just blew up, although Collusion trapped him. Oh my god, what is happening? Ice Block is there. Collusion is somehow alive, but he goes down. Dansky is there with the boss. The core going down. The boss should be able to take this. 20%, the boss is doing work, but so is Sylvanas. Grandmaster Jackets has qualified for the league. Miraculously coming through.